of owner are you? There's a lot of different types of business owners out there. There's the hands-on business owner who's actually in the practice every single day, watching over things, monitoring things. You've got the owner that's in the office, micromanaging everything, not letting anybody do the things that they need to do to grow your business, and not allowing you to learn and do different things to grow the business in a different aspect. We call that a micromanager. And then we have just the practitioner. So sometimes a practitioner owns the business, but they really don't want to do anything or know anything about the business. They just want to come in, they want to see clients, they want somebody else to do the management of the business, they want someone else to oversee everything and manage people, manage marketing, manage finances, managing everything. So that's more of a hands-off type owner. Now, I would recommend that whatever owner space you feel like you want to be part of right now, I would lean towards being somewhat of a hands-off owner if you've been in business for a long time. If you're brand new, you may be in the position where you're doing everything yourself because you can't afford for anybody else to do anything for you right now. I was in that position for a very long time. I did everything. And then once I started growing my practice and having more people, I realized that I couldn't do everything anymore. I couldn't manage my staff, manage my clients, manage the books, manage everything by myself. I could, but I wasn't doing it well. My employees were suffering, my clients were suffering, and I was working way too many hours to be successful in my business and to have a successful home life. So as soon as possible that you as a brand new business owner can get somebody else to help you with things, I would encourage you to do that. One of the things that I encourage all business owners to not give up is their finances. If you want to hire a bookkeeper to pay your bills and enter your things in QuickBooks and do all of that for you, I think that's fine. But you need to have a finger on the pulse of your business. And the only way you can do that is by watching your finances. If you don't know how much you're bringing in and how much is going out, you don't know where your business is at. I think it's really important for you at the end of every week to be looking at your books and knowing how much came in, how much is out. Are we on track for what we need or what we want? You're going to be able to see flaws and you're going to be able to see patterns much better if you do that versus somebody who only sits down with their accountant once a quarter to go over your books. It's too late at that quarter mark to make a change to bring your finances up to where you want to be or to catch something that's not working right. Sometimes the only thing you're catching is a new employee who doesn't understand something and made a mistake in billing, collecting, entering, and it could be 6 months down the road before you notice that if you're not paying attention to your books every single week. Now, I know that sounds daunting for some of you. I get it. If you haven't been doing your books for a while, it's scary to think about where you're going to find time to do that. But I think it's really important for every business owner to carve out an hour or two a week to look at their finances and know what's going on. Not only looking at your finances, but also looking at your schedules. This will tell you what's happening if you have other practitioners that are in your practice and their schedules are going up and down. It can be an extreme challenge for you to know how that person's performing if you're not looking at their schedules or you're not talking to their clients. So by looking at the schedules, you can determine whether or not there's a problem starting long before it actually is a problem. You can fix that. So being a hands-on business owner doesn't mean that you have to micromanage. It means that you're involved at the important pieces. I've turned a lot of things over to my office manager, but guess what? I still double check my office manager. I still look at the finances. I still look at our AR. I still look at our schedules. I still look at what people are doing with my money, because ultimately you're responsible for the money that comes in and goes out. You're responsible at the end of the day for that payroll. Because somebody made a mistake on a different end of your business doesn't mean you're exempt from that mistake. So you being in charge and overseeing things is so important. I can't tell you the number of times I've heard people tell stories about having bookkeepers or employees steal from them. And it's simply because they never looked at their money. In my very first practice that I owned, shortly after I started, I realized something was wrong financially. There were 3 practitioners. Everybody was full every day. And when I joined the practice, there were 68 cents in the checkbook. That didn't make any sense to me. How can that be? If we're all billing $500,000 a piece, why is there only 68 cents in the checkbook? None of us had huge salaries. None of us were buying fancy cars. None of us were billing things to the practice. So what was the problem? I started digging into that and realizing the problem we had was our biller. We had one biller. She collected all the money. She took everything to the bank, and she gave one of the practitioner's wives the money to pay the bills. And that one person was able to figure out a way to embezzle money from the practice without anybody recognizing it. We only met with our accountant once a quarter. The accountant never said anything, never questioned anything. And it wasn't until I brought it up to the accountant that the accountant said, we have questioned this for years. And the other owners didn't want to hear about it. We tried. Don't be that way. Don't be that person that doesn't want to hear things. Those things are hard to hear. They're hard to deal with, but you have to deal with them. It's not good to have someone embezzle from you. It's not good for you. It's not good for your clients, and it's definitely not good for your business. So you want to be on top of things as much as you possibly can. These are important things to be part of. So looking at what type of business owner you are makes all the difference in the world. Another aspect that I want to talk to you about as a business owner is, what type of person are you? Are you somebody who moves towards conflict, or are you somebody that moves away from conflict? Being a business owner is a struggle sometimes. Sometimes you have to have difficult conversations with people, employees, that are not easy to do. And if you're somebody that doesn't like confrontation, you may choose to not have those difficult conversations. And by not having those difficult conversations can create a lot of problems within your business, not just for you, but your clients, your other employees. And trust me when I say pushing those conversations off isn't always the best thing to do. Sometimes you need to move into those conversations and kindly but sternly have those conversations so that you can deal with the problem, whatever it is. Maybe that means that employee leaves. Maybe that means the employee stays. Whatever it is, it is. But if it's not working for you and your business, don't put off having that conversation. Trust me when I say I've been there. And all it does is make things worse and makes things harder to deal with when you finally do decide to deal with it. Sometimes you're angry and sometimes you're hurt. And it is that. If you're not good at doing those things, hire somebody that is. Hire somebody that's not afraid to have those difficult conversations with people. And then the only difficult conversation you have to have is the one with the person that's going to address that. So there are a lot of different things as an employer and as a business owner you need to think about. Who are you as an owner? What is it that you want to do? What are your goals? What are your strengths? And what are your weaknesses? And then build your team around you. Put people in place that are better at things than you are. And you stay doing what you do best and what you're the strongest at. Because that's really what's going to grow your business and make it move forward quicker for you. What kind of owner are you?